Lily, you stay. You stay here. Hey kids, how's everybody out there in YouTube land today? Well, we are finally tied up at a dock, which is a good feeling right now, even though it's been a rough day today. Hey Palm Limit, hey David Deer, how you doing? Nope, Palm Limit just barely beat you, David. Sorry about that. So I am in Yonkers, New York. This is X2O Xavier's restaurant. This is the Hey Steve, what's up? This is the waterfront here in Yonkers, New York. And just in case you guys don't realize where we're at, Lily, get out of my drink, get down. Those buildings right there, it's New York City, guys. Lily, get out of my drink. You got your own water. So yeah, it looks cool. It is cool. I better drink this before she knocks it over again. She's already knocked over one on me today. So she's in the doghouse at the moment. But let's see, who did I miss in the chat? David, yes. Steve, yes. Smoking, hey Smoking, what's up? Mark, yep. Hey John Stratton, LG, no plastic. Just watch my live streams from today. Yeah, I actually uploaded quite a bit. It was a very adventurous day today. I got slammed with a storm. A big old storm right as I was approaching the Tappan Zee Bridge. I was doing a live stream, and you guys know I cut it short because it was just starting to rain. Well, that rain turned into a storm so big I could not see the Tappan Zee Bridge, and you know how close I was to it. I was literally passing underneath of the bridge and could barely see it. That's how bad it was raining. I got absolutely soaked from head to toe. I couldn't have been any wetter if I jumped into the river myself. So, well, Mark, you're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you guys watching them. So I got this notice. Strange, huh? What did Lily do? I sent Lily down below into the cockpit and closed the doors so she would stay down there and stay dry. That's what Lily did. She stayed down below where it was nice and dry. Hey, Kim, how you doing this evening? So where I am, I'm across from the Pacific Palisades. So I'm going to show that to you. Those are the Pacific Palisades. It looks like it's just wooded, but when you get over there closer, you'll see in one of my other videos, it's actually just like a rock outcropping there that runs all along that shore. Now that shore over there, guys, kids, that's New Jersey. I'm watching that video on another computer. Okay. Yeah, that's New Jersey over there. That's the state of New Jersey. So this is Yonkers, New York, and that's New Jersey. How come I didn't see, you said hello to Rhonda, but I didn't see Mary, I didn't see Rhonda come in yet, huh? Weird. Hey Chip, Nash guy, what's up? Well, I'm glad you enjoyed them. Hey Steve Ford. Oh man, it was a nasty storm. Threw up some huge waves. There were a couple of times I almost buried the bow of the boat. So it threw up some huge waves. So did you put on a scuba mask? No, Steve, that would have been a good idea, but no, I did not. I didn't have one handy, and I was too busy at the wheel to go down below and get one. So, Gene, you're more than welcome. So, hey, Andy, what's up, man? Oh, stop spreading the news. Well done. Okay, well, thanks, man. I appreciate that, 12 degrees. Glad to see your travels brought you further than you thought. Yeah, hey, Rhonda, there you are. Okay. Rhonda's in the house. Yeah, I was going to stop back there at about 4 hours back up. And in retrospect, I probably should have. It would have saved me from having to go through that storm. But, you know, I went through it and I survived. The boat got good and clean. I got a second shower for the day. So, you didn't get anything on the island, huh? Well, it rained buckets. It rained buckets on me, is just right where I was crossing underneath the Tappan Zee Bridge. So I don't know if this is Hunts Point or not. This is Yonkers. This is downtown Yonkers, New York. That is the Yonkers waterway. That's downtown Yonkers, New York. So I am in one of the I think Yonkers is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City, isn't it? Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, and Yonkers, maybe? I don't know. Staten Island? I don't know. Any event, there's New York City. You can see the buildings. I don't know if you can see them well enough on my phone, but there's Manhattan. I can see the Manhattan skyline from here. And tomorrow I am going to make a button hook around it. I'm going to go all the way down to the Battery Park and make a left turn and go up the East River. So where I am located right here, I am about 3.5 hours from the south end, Staten Island, not Yonkers, okay. I'm about 3.5 hours to the Battery Park, which is the very most southern tip of Manhattan, into the New York Harbor. About 3.5 hours, even with my slow boat. Yes, we certainly were baptized today, Mark. That's a good way of putting it. But you know, I like to think of it this way: you really can't appreciate the rainbow until you've stood the test of the storm. So, and I just sat out here and just drove the boat right through the worst of it. It was so bad. I had to take my glasses off. Had to take my hat off. Couldn't hardly see anything in front of me. Could barely make out the outlines of land on either side of the river once it cleared a little bit. But for a while there, I was just kind of going blind. Just sort of heading the direction I thought I could head. I couldn't use any of my electronics. Had everything down below staying dry. Couldn't pull my phone out and use it. And there's a bunch of jet skis going down the road right now. Well, he's going awful fast for towing a boat. Wow. Anyhow, they've been tearing up this river all day today. All kinds of stuff been going up and down the river. So, and to answer your questions earlier, Kim, no, I did not catch a fish. In fact, I caught a sailboat, and I lost my lure to that sailboat. So I worked at the Port Imperial Marina in Jersey, right across from the skyline. Would love to see that again. I will try to do that for you, Steve. I will try to do that. But yeah, so tomorrow is going to be a big day of going around New York City. Actually, I want to get out of here fairly early. But if I leave here too early, I'm going to run into a problem. What I need to do is I need to work on my timing tomorrow. I need to get down to Battery Park at static tide, but at the end of low tide and before high tide starts. That way I can ride the flood tide or the incoming tide up through Hell's Gate and into Long Island Sound. So it's going to be sunrise or high tide here tomorrow morning, like around 8-ish or thereabouts, I think. Yes, Kim, I am now officially in saltwater. This is no longer freshwater. It's not even, well, you might call this brackish because the basic river flow is still flowing down towards New York City, but there's enough tide activity going on here. Here, let me show you. Can you see the ripples in the current right here? That's the tide coming in. That's the tide coming in right now and heading upstream. There's a good solid flow of water going underneath my boat right now as the tide's coming in, ripping along at about 2.5 knots. So it's actually making pretty good speed. I was at Plumber's Ukulele 209, which is based in Yonkers, 234. Nice area. Ah, okay. After work while you're in trade school, the ladies of the evening would walk past our school and head to Hunt Point. Well, there you go, man. Hey, Ian, what's up? Sunset at the end of the day is always a good thing and a fairly safe where you are docked now. Yeah, it's not super secure. Let me show you. I'm on this like little private dock. There's a ramp. I don't know if you can see it. There's a ramp there going over, and there's like a chain link fence and a gate there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here till dark. And once it gets dark, I'm going to take the security cable that I have on my generator, and I'm going to walk over there and I'm going to cable that gate closed. That way I know all night long I'll have nothing to worry about, because there will be no other way of getting out here onto this dock unless you can get around all that chain link fence and the security I'm going to put on. I'm going to put a lock on it, cable and a lock on it tonight. And that'll make sure that I am perfectly safe here in Yonkers. I have my own little place. The only way people could get to me is by boat other than that. So that should fix the problem. So will I be coming under the Throgs Neck Bridge? Yeah, I think I will be. Yes. Yes. Will you go by the Statue of Liberty? I will be going by the Statue of Liberty. In fact, I'm going to make a point, since I'm going to have a little downtime in New York Harbor, I'm going to make a point to kind of run over to Statue of Liberty and do some filming over there. So, yes, the tides here are big. We got about 5 feet of tide through here, and they move along at about 2.5 to 3 knots. So, no, Mark, Yonkers is gotten to be a much better neighborhood than what it used to be. So, Marina security comes by. There is no marina security here that I'm aware of. This is not a marina. This is a Yonkers City Municipal Fee Dock. And there's no one here. There's no one to check in with. There's no one to check out with. You simply just use it. They clearly are not maintaining it very well. Yonkers is not necessarily a high crime area, although it could be. Lily, come here. Kennel. Kennel. Someone coming out here on the dock. I won't put her up so we don't have a problem. Hello. How you doing? So anyhow, no, it tends not to be as bad as what it used to be, 12 degrees. You know, all these neighborhoods around here kind of go through transition. So, yeah, Nathan's hot dog. That would be nice, huh? Wife has dinner ready. Okay, Nash guy, we'll see you later. Did you sail or at all just... No, Ian, I've not had any opportunity to sail whatsoever. I don't understand, you know, the Hudson River turns. There's curves in the Hudson River. No matter what curve I went around in the Hudson River, I had the wind right on my nose. I don't see how that's humanly possible, but no matter where I was in the river or what direction, whether I was heading east, west, or south, I had the wind right on my nose. So no, I was not able to do any sailing yet. Over 30 years ago, things might have changed. Yes, Gene, it's changed considerably, and that's about the last time I was in Yonkers. Right now, this looks like a very nice park, very nice area. Seems to be predominantly black and Hispanic, from the folks I've seen walking around here. But seems like nice folks, though, nice area. So it's your luck. Well, maybe so, Ian. Maybe so. Anyhow, I'm just keeping me and the dog on the dock today. So yeah, it does look pretty nice. It looks like a nice neighborhood, nice area. A lot of urban renewal. There's a restaurant here. There's a restaurant there. There's a pizza joint over across the street from that. Then there's the library, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. All of the downtown offices for Yonkers are right in this little area here. So winds usually flows the same direction as the river and always in the wrong direction. Yeah, well, it was on the nose all day today. A lot of Nathans have closed. Yeah, probably. Behind you, they are referred to as brown tenements. No, those are not brown tenements. Those are predominantly office buildings. These are commercial structures here, so not residential. Over 55 years, a long time ago. Yeah, those are not. No, you're not gonna see brown tenements looking that nice. Those are not housing projects. As I'm making my way around New York City, I'll show you some housing projects. They're not nice looking. This is really nice looking, nice neighborhood, well maintained, new buildings, all that kind of stuff. But anyhow, so this is Yonkers, and the other side of the water is New Jersey. You're right, Carolyn. So that's Yonkers. That's New York City. You can see it right there through my ladder to see the buildings, New York City. And that is New Jersey over there. That's the New Jersey Palisades, which the sun is getting ready to set over. And then that's looking back up north where the storm seems to have moved to. Now they're saying we're going to get rain again this evening about 8 o'clock. So I'm going to be out here live streaming and watch for a little bit. And if the storm comes, I'll get down below and close up for the night. So the weather for tomorrow, actually it's talking about clearing. There's a little chance of there getting some rain between 8 and 9 o'clock this evening. And then after that, it's supposed to clear up overnight. Be a nice sunny day in the mid to low 80s tomorrow as I go around New York City. So it should be a beautiful day tomorrow. West Point, New York Army Academy, Annapolis, Maryland Naval Academy, Colorado Springs Air Force Academy. From the earlier video, I didn't know if anyone clarified that. But yes, Palm Limit, they did. Yep. I wasn't sure whether West Point was Army or if it was the Marines. Because you talked about here, You said Army, Navy, and Air Force. Well, where's the Marine Academy? Because the Marines have to have an academy too, don't they? With all the mountains on either side of the Hudson, the wind really doesn't give you a choice to blow up or down the river. Well, that's true, Gene. It was very much a funnel effect all the way down today. So, got in late. Is at a free transit dock. Yes, Steve. This is the town of Yonkers free municipal dock. So, really have to get used to city life for a while. No, plastic, actually not at all. We're going to be here. Oh, she's a very pretty looking lady. We're going to be here tonight and leave here in the morning, and then we're going to go around New York City and over to my old town of Port Washington, where we're going to be doing about a week's worth of work on the boat. It's going to be cleanup, fix up, repair time. So that's what we're going to be working on this whole next week. Is going to be boat maintenance and boat repairs. So my buddy Doug, who I don't know if Doug's watching right now or not. The Marines or Navy, okay. Douglas is going to help me weld the push pit. So we're gonna do the repairs back here, so that we've got, like, this piece here is up. We're gonna get that piece back together. There's a spot on this side that needs welded. That side needs welded back together again. That side all needs to be rebedded back through the fiberglass. So I'm gonna have to build that up and glass it and fix that up. I'm gonna build a new companionway door. As you can see, this one is coming apart already. I've got a couple spots out on the freeboard that I want to clean up. There's a little crack or something over by right behind the hanging locker behind the head area. There's like a little crack in the fiberglass, I noticed. So I need to fix that. Hello, how you doing? And then there's a couple spots on the deck where some of the hardware has broken out, and so we'll get that fixed up. So we're going to be doing a lot of boat maintenance stuff there. They have in Port Washington free mooring balls. You get the first 2 nights free. After that, it's $25 a night, and that includes free use of the water taxi, unlimited free use. So instead of having to use my dinghy to get back and forth, I'll have a much larger boat to transport me over to go do laundry in the West Marine and go grocery shopping. And I understand from other folks, they've actually just called the water taxi to take their dog ashore so the dog could do its duty. So, but that's the deal. That's what they're accustomed to, and that's what they're set up to do. So, hello, ladies. How are you today? You're filming me. I'm going to film you right back from my YouTube channel. Say hello.
Hi, how are you?
Well, I'm doing great. Anyhow, just some folks out here on the dock. So, let's see what I missed in the chat. Soon time for another oil change. A little diesel has done. Yes, Popeye. Actually, I plan on doing another oil change when I get to Port Washington. If you catch tides right, how long do you anticipate the journey tomorrow? It's only going to be like 3.5 hours for me to get down to the Battery Park, but then I have to sit there and hang out and wait for the tide to turn and go back in. So I'm going to run over to like Liberty Island and Ellis Island and look at those kind of things. I'm going to fiddle fart around in New York Harbor for a little bit, waiting for the tide to turn and start going back up. So it'll be a long day, but it's only like 3.5 hours down and probably 3.5 hours from there over to Port Washington. So maybe 4 hours Port Washington, but it's still going to be a very long day tomorrow. So how are you doing today? Oh, watch those lines. Don't trip on them. There you go. I guess they're getting pictures of me and the boat and stuff here. So there you go. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. What did I miss in the chat? So, no, Port Washington is not city life, no plastic. Port Washington is a very, very nice upscale town on the North Shore of Long Island. So, yeah, Mark, it is actually all coming together. Hey, Douglas Deaton. Yeah, I did get some sun today, man. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. No, Kim, 25 is a good deal. It's a mooring ball, though. It's not, it's not a dock and there's no power. It's just a mooring ball. So I'm still going to have to be running my generator, but it's a great location to do that. Now, one day, I'm going to have to get somewhere near a marina because we're going to need some serious electric for Douglas to run his welder so we can weld the stainless steel. So one day I'm going to have to grab a marina, which is $3 a foot. But we'll have to do that one night to do the welding. So, Cape Vernon, New York. Did you get pounded by the storm this afternoon? I got pounded, man. I was out here driving the boat. I was literally right going underneath the Tappan Zee Bridge when the storm hit me. I got slammed by it and just couldn't do nothing but sit out here and drive the boat and take it. So, really get shallow in and around the island. Yeah, I'm aware of that, Steve. I'm very well versed as to motoring around New York City. Keep in mind, I was born and raised there. I motored and learned to sail in that area. So, crew. John Williams asking about crew. No word on any crew. At this point, I'm anticipating I am not going to be having crew come on board in the near future. So, 1 hour, 30-minute drive. Okay. Sail needs a wife. Okay, yeah, I would be nice to have someone on board to help out. Looks like a lively marina. Maybe you can use... No, it is not a marina here at all. This is not a marina. This is a restaurant. So this is just tourists out here walking out on the dock and taking pictures. It's not a marina in any way, shape, or form. This is just a municipal free dock here in Yonkers, New York. I literally am the only boat here. There are no other boats here where I'm at. I am the only boat here. So, you have good foul weather gear. Steve, I do. It's called skin. That's my foul weather gear. So no, I just sat on the boat and got wet. So I just came back day sailing on Huntington Bay. Oh, nice. Fun, a little scary at times. Heaving 25 degrees. I was thinking of you, Carl, single-handling the boat. Not easy and exhausting. Stay well, Carl. Well, thanks, honeybees. Yeah, it was fine. Hey, if you're in Huntington Bay, I'll be out that way here in about a week or so. I'll come visit you. So, yep, skin. That's it, man. Thought John was talking about the women on the dock. My bad. No, but Miss Lily wants to come out on deck, and I don't want to have her up on deck with all these tourists out here snapping photographs of me and my boat. Because she'll want to go visit everybody, and she scares the hell out of them. I'll tell you one thing. It was fun trying to dock here. The current was pushing me really hard against the dock. Oh, look at that, guys. Okay. Remember just a little bit ago, we seen all those ripples right here at the dock? Notice how those ripples are gone? Slack tide. This is slack tide. We are at high tide right now. This is there's just a verge of current now starting to turn the other direction. So we are right at slack water between high tide and at high tide. So the tide has just finished coming in, as you can see how it's not rippled anymore right there. It's just smooth water. Yep, that just happened during this live stream. We just hit high tide, and now the tide's going to turn around and start going back out the other way. So right now would be a good time to go for a swim. But after seeing how this river stains boats brown, I don't think I want to go swimming in it. Although I did see folks swimming today. Hello, how are you? You having a good day? Good. Take care. Thank you. Bye. Oh, you're welcome. Nice neighborhood then. Someone might want to use the hanker, yeah? Can't be too bad of a neighborhood there. Yes, that's exactly right, Popeye. This is a lot of people coming out here to the restaurant, enjoying their evening, walking around the town park and stuff. It's very nice. So, and you think we have mines in the gutter? Well, you do, Steve. Lots of trains in the north. Yes, there are. Can you put the sails up in New York Sound, or will you jump on the outside once you try and sail? I'm not going to. Yeah, the New York Harbor is not the place to put your sails up for the first time. No. I'm going to wait until after I get over to Port Washington. I'm going to get the repair work done. There's a few items I want to tighten up on the rig and some other things I want to get done, which I'm going to do as part of my refit for a week while I'm in Port Washington. Then, as I leave Port Washington and start going out Long Island Sound, that's when we'll start sailing. So, 4 military branches: Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. West Point is Army, and the Marines are the only branch without an academy. Well, there you go, Alice. Good information. How much fall are you going to get? We drop about 5 feet, but it's a floating dock, so the dock's going to drop with me. As the earth and the moon turn, there you go. Will you turn green if you swim in that water? I'll turn brown if I swim in that water, because I'm getting brown anyway, so. I'm going to try to get the 911 memorial. I don't know, Slipstream. You know, it's funny, at the Cromwell Yacht Club that I was at for the last 2 days, I've been having breakfast 2 mornings in a row with the same gentleman, and we've been having pleasant conversation while we were eating breakfast. And just as I was leaving, I come to find out that he is one of the managers at the 911 memorial. So what I should have done is I should have stayed there another day and got onto the Long Island Railroad with him tomorrow morning and rode into work with him. Well, not the Long Island Railroad, but the Amtrak. I should have rode into the work with him in the morning, and he could have given me the tour of the place from a behind-the-scenes standpoint. But I didn't do that, and so such is life. So anyhow, how you guys doing? You filming me? Here, I'm going to film you too. You're part of my YouTube channel. Say hello.
Hi.
Hello. You guys live local?
Yeah, right over there.
Right over there, nice. Beautiful area here, and I really like the fact your town has a free dock.
I didn't know this was here before. I've never been up here.
My YouTube channel is my name, Carl Brook. Yep, if you go look at my Carl Brook, you'll see you guys on my live stream. I'm live streaming right now.
Wow.
There's 99 people watching right now.
I'll subscribe.
What are your names?
How's the boat life?
Wet.
He said what?
Wet. I got pretty wet today out in the rain, but not bad. Well, you guys have a great day. Anyhow, let's see, where were I? Yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna get to the 911 memorial or not. Nobody's floating by. Not Jimmy Hoffa, nope. That's because the Marines belong to, or are part of the Navy. Okay, get close to the memorial, too much security. Oh, okay, well. Send our love to them. Okay, well, there you go. They've already walked away. Actually, he's over by the front of the boat, filming the boat now. Do you have a place set up to dock the boat to do the repairs for a week or two? Yeah, Joe, there's mooring balls, and I'm sorry I'm holding my phone, by the way, guys. My tripod broke again. I've only glued it like 16 times, and it keeps breaking. So I really need to focus on trying to get a better mount so I can mount my camera onto my tripod, but something more solid than the piece of crap thing that I had. In any event, there's a taxi service, a water taxi service in Port Washington that maintains a bunch of yellow mooring balls. So I'm going to go up and tie onto one of the mooring balls. The first 2 nights are free, don't cost anything. But after that, it's $25 a night, and the $25 a night includes unlimited water taxi service. So if Miss Lily has to go ashore to go poop, I call the water taxi. They come pick us up. They take us ashore, and we let her go do her business. When we're done, we call the water taxi. They pick us up. They bring us back to the boat. If I have to go to West Marine, if I have to go do laundry, if I have to do grocery shopping, all of which, by the way, there's a dock. There's a dock that gets me within 500 yards of a West Marine, 100 yards of a large grocery store, and 350 yards from a laundry service. So I'll be able to get the laundry work done. I'll be able to pick up all the supplies I need at West Marine. I'll be able to reprovision a little bit if my funds hold out. I've got a lot of stuff planned I want to get doing. I don't know if I'm going to have enough money to do it all, but we'll find out pretty quickly. So, but that's going to be the plan, is just try to lay low there in Port Washington for about a week. I do plan on doing some fishing. Flounder fishing from back in the day when I was a kid. I remember sitting on the town dock at Port Washington, New York, tying on sandworms and flounder fishing and catching a bunch of flounder. And so I'm going to relive the experience of flounder fishing there in Manhasset Bay. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to that. Kind of a little special thing just for myself, but I'm really looking forward to filling a cooler full of some nice flounder, and then filleting them up, and man, oh man, just a little bit of lemon, maybe some capers, some butter. Oh man, good stuff. Get out of here, bug. Got little bugs and stuff. So anyhow, what did I miss in the chat? So I have a place set up to about, okay, only get close to more by foot, and that's where I'll be, is on foot. So, hey Jared, how you doing? That sounds dirty. Okay. The one I forgot is the Coast Guard Academy in New London, Connecticut. Well, there you go, Palm Limit. My wife tied up to my mooring ball. Would be, that's so bad. Lots of barricades and bollards in lower Manhattan. That's all right. I'm fine for walking around those things. Have you run your tender with the No, actually, I have not. I haven't. I have yet to move. I have yet to be in my tender. Right now, it's full of water. That rainstorm that came through put about 2 inches of water in my tender. So tomorrow morning, I'm not going to leave here till late tomorrow, because I'll be waiting for the tide to come in. Because I usually get up around 5:30, and I need to wait for the tide to be up like it is right now. So literally 12 hours from now is when I plan on leaving. Just because, we're right at slack tide right now. In fact, I expect any minute now the tide's going to start going out. So I need to wait for that. So in the morning, I'm going to dig out my spare anchor, which is down in here. I'm going to splice that onto my anchor rod up in the bow. So I do have anchoring capability should I need them. I should have done that before I left this morning. I really should have, and I did not. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my dinghy and flip it over and get the rainwater out of it so it's not too heavy to tow. Oh, what else am I going to do? I don't know. I got a couple other little jobs I want to get done before I take off. So, okay. So what else I missed in the chat? I'm getting way behind. I got to catch up here. Let's see. So no, I haven't. Yes, a flounder rig would be. I'll show you. I'll do a video about flounder fishing. I'll do a lot of video about flounder fishing. So, for sale. There's West Marine. That's right, Tracy. Yep, West Marine, the Mecca. Hey, Drugless, what's up, man? Hey, Doug. I am in Yonkers, Doug. I'm in Yonkers. I am not that far, man. Doug, there's Manhattan right there. Do you see it? There's New York City right there. I can see skyline. So Coast Guard Training Center, Petumala, California, and it's big. Okay. Vodka tonic. Country Cruiser, how you doing? No, actually, guys, tonight I am drinking a light and stormy, not a dark and stormy, a light and stormy. Why a light and stormy? Because I'm out of dark rum. Actually, I'm not out of dark rum. There's some buried down in the hole, but I had a bottle of light rum available. So light rum, ginger beer, lime juice, light and stormies. And it pretty much tastes almost identical to a dark and stormy. It's very similar. So, oh man, that just pisses me off. Pisses me off. I should run over there and see if I could grab it. There's a Mylar balloon floating down the river. There's a Mylar balloon floating by. It's not going to be close enough for me to get with the net. Damn it. Anyhow. Hello, how are you? I got more tourists videotaping my boat. Hi, how are you doing? What's your name?
Jennifer.
What's it?
Jennifer.
Well, nice to meet you. I'm Carl. You like my boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I like it too. How are you doing this evening? I'm live streaming for my YouTube channel. So you guys are going to be on my YouTube channel tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be famous.
You're going to be famous. There you go. I've got 93 people watching right now. So there you go. She's going to be famous for being on YouTube. How cool is that? So that's all right. I'm filming me now. You're okay. Not filming anymore. Okay. Did I find my tools? I found all of my tools except for my 3-piece rigging tool, which is a 1/4-inch box end, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a small adjustable wrench. Those 3 tools are someplace else. I don't know. I got all the rest of my tools though. So I'm answering questions from everybody. You guys are fine. Do whatever you want to do. So, are you a little more worried about your security for you and Lily while in New York? Kelly, I was born and raised in New York, so no. I mean, I'm home. Okay, I was born on Long Island. I was born about 40 miles that way, 50 miles or so that way. This is home to me. So no, I'm not the least bit worried about it. So, oh, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Have you tested your mask lights? Yes, I have, Carolyn, and they do not work. How's that? That's another project I'll be working on when I get to Port Washington. Will you have an address where we can send you some stuff while you're on Long Island? Yes, Joe. You can send stuff to Douglas, who's on here, or text me to remind me, and I'll give you my sister's address out in Brentwood, and you can send stuff to her. So, hey, Kelly, saying hello to Doug. Doug saying hello to Kelly. There you guys go. I fished for flounder in Ocean City, Maryland many times. Oh, yeah, flounder's good fishing. Flounders, are they flat like halibut? Yes. Flounders, fluke, sole, halibut, they're all basically the same fish, just different sizes. So, Carl, tools and mast lights. Yep, I will get on both of those. Get off me, bug. Ginger beer is good. Ginger beer is very good. So, guess should I expect you Tuesday? Yeah, I'll be tying up. I'll be grabbing a mooring ball tomorrow night in Port Washington, Doug, if all goes well. That's a rainstormy. Hey, Mark, there you go. That's a good idea. It's a rainstormy. So there's a tour boat going up the river, pounding out music. It must be a party boat. Let me show you guys. See it? The circuit line. Anyhow, they've got a floating bar on that boat, and they're just pounding the music right now. So. Oh, okay, let me get caught up on this stuff here. Brainstorming, it was cool, too cute. The kids are cute. Yes, they are. They're in the Hudson now. Yep. Where did you find them? Where did I find who? New York's a different place now. Nah, it's always New York. New York never changes. No different than it was when I lived here. It's a great feeling to be home. Kind of is, Kim. Yeah, even though it's not home anymore. So, Mystic Seaport, there's a nice area, yeah. Carl going up the mast. Oh, hell no. No. If I'd known you'd be in Yonkers tonight, I would have come to meet you. Dialysis tomorrow. Tuesday is a free day. All right, Doug. Good to know, man. Flounder, best eating fish. Absolutely. Flounder's excellent eating. Flounder is without a doubt one of the best eating fishes there are. So, nope, running lights are not working. Circle line. Send your stuff, Carl. You can send it. There you go. There's Doug's address. 97 Ranch Lane, Levittown, New York, 11756. Thank you, Douglas. I appreciate that, man. Yep, that's a circle line, Gene, absolutely. Yes, Joe, Douglas is a mechanic extraordinaire, and he has a welding equipment, so we'll be able to weld the stainless steel. So, safety, yes, Coast Guard did a safety check and no mast lights. It wasn't nighttime. I was not anchored out any place at night, so they couldn't cite me for not having working running lights, because it was not operating during the nighttime. They're having a boat show at Mystic Seaport, and the Corn Arabella is there right now. Oh, okay, cool. Mystic Seaport is not anywhere close to me right now. So, hey, Jason, what's up? Okay, so there you go. I'm all caught up on the chat. Thanks, everybody. Okay. So anyhow, now there's a soccer ball going down the river. Looks like. I don't know, it's a soccer ball or another balloon, I'm not sure which, but either way, it's going to be out of reach. So, looks like a whole flotilla of them. There's another one coming in behind that, something else floating in the river. So, oh well, as long as there's no bodies floating in the river, I don't have to worry about it. And the rain clouds are moving in. This is the storm. That's the storm that I ran through earlier. It looks like it moved north, and now it's turning around and coming back down south. So, we may get rained out here in a minute. So we got charged for no throw cushions from U.S. Coast Guard today. Oh, wow. Well, I have throwables. I have a throwable, and I have my flares, and I have my horn, and I have my radios, and I have my whistle, and I had everything. The only thing they cited me for was I didn't have my placards that denote that I'm not going to throw garbage out in the ocean. So apparently you need to have a sign saying I'm not going to throw garbage out in the ocean. Where the companionway had rotted out in the boat here, the wood panel underneath that had all rotted out and disintegrated and fell apart. And the placards had been attached to that. So those are all gone. So now I'm going to have to replace all them. So how much will the citations cost? Actually, no, plastic. From what I understand, all I need to do is buy new placards and then send them a photo of the new placards installed. And I don't think I'm going to have to pay anything. So, Mary, I have not seen or heard from Frank today. No. Floating down the river, is that wind or tide change? Right now, it's just wind. I think blowing things in, because the tide looks like we're in stagnant tide right now. Did you see the other vid they labeled to help you with autopilot? No, Tracy, I have not. But that's another thing I'm gonna work on once I get to Port Washington. I'm not just gonna mess with it right now. Can we rent rooms too? Where is the air intake and exhaust located on your generator? Well, okay. David dear, the exhaust is on the other side on the back, and their intake is on the far side underneath a little lift panel. So where I run it, I pull the generator forward out here, so I've got room for the exhaust, but the exhaust blows out towards the back of the boat, and the air intake picks up off of the side of the boat over here. So you got a big storm on its way. Yep, the same storm that hit me earlier, and it's a big one. I sail solo. Do I need to throw cushion? The dog can't throw. Yeah, no, slipstream. That's the funny thing too. I asked the guy the same thing. I said, hey, I'm solo. If I fall overboard, who's gonna throw the throwable to me? And the guy says, you just gotta have it. Okay, so we just gotta have it. So the fine was $35. Yeah, they didn't tell me any dollar amount. They just said get it fixed and send a of it, and they wouldn't worry about it. So, house, small house, me and my dog, 22-year-old daughter, and 2 dogs. Cool. Life jacket can be a throw cushion. Yes, it can be. Does the exhaust heat melt fiberglass? I think it probably would if I aimed it straight at the fiberglass. I think it would, but I don't aim it straight at the fiberglass, so no, it doesn't. Nice that they were help. Yeah. No problem, would be. No problem. Always, never a bad question, man. So, anyhow, I guess the restaurant's cranking some music up too, or maybe that's still the party boat, but I can hear some boom, 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 boom going on up the river. So, I am safe, man. I am very safe. I am very safe. I never have felt at risk at all in anything that I've been doing so far. The most exciting time was today here on this river when I was really, really going up over these big waves, and the boat was bucking back and forth. And I say bucking because that's kind of what it's like, when you ride a bull, you grab a hold of the pommel with your hand, and straight down in front of you. I don't know if I can show this, but I got to do the other hand. So you grab a hold of the pommel, which is held right down here in front of you, and that's it's the strength of your arm that keeps you in the saddle, as it were. Well, so driving the boat, I'm sitting up here on this cushion, and I'm holding on to the steering wheel, and so as the boat is pitching and going up and down over these waves, it very much felt like I was sitting on the back of a very slow-moving Bronco. And I was holding the steering wheel and giving a little lift to the wheel to hold myself down into the seat, and but when it got real bad, I slipped down here into the cockpit and got down out of the way. But the rest of the time, it was all fine. But that was a little exciting, seeing the bow of the boat break into the water a couple times. That was pretty exciting. But that was right at the midst of the storm when it was at its highest. So. Okay, guys, so the current has just turned. You can see it now. You can see stuff slowly starting to move the other direction now. So again, while we've been doing this live stream, it went from incoming tide to slack, and now we're just starting to the outcoming tide. So it's just about this time, 12 hours from now, that I'll be leaving. Hello, how are you guys doing?
Okay, good. Nice boat.
Well, thank you. Oh, everyone down here taking pictures of the boat. So, anyhow, what I miss in the chat? Fully loaded at the first bite. Ooh, that would be good. For rent on my front and back lawn. There you go, Doug. Probably just shooting. Okay. You won't go on any boat without a life vest. Okay. Well, John will be seeing bodies coming down the river. Nah. Going to buy a generator like that. Mine burned up today. Oh no. Put a platform across top of my sliding hatch to mount gen set and AC. Easier to channel cold air into the salon that way. Huh. There you go, David. It's an idea. You're not required to wear life jackets if solo. We are required by law to wear life jackets when solo. Crossing any bar or if there is a weather warning, brutal fines. Huh. No, Mike, I just needed to show that I had a life vest. I didn't have to have it on. So, Nathan's Fries. There you go, Doug. Go to Katz and get a nice corned beef brisket. There you go, LG. Type 4 throwable. Yep. 27-foot Trojan Cruiser. So another feeling. There you go. Yep, we just got a special weather statement has been issued for this area. Doug, can you hook Carl up? Yep, he can. Nathan's and Yonkers have free delivery, man. Oh, there you go. Well, maybe I should call up Nathan's and see if they'll deliver hot dogs down here to me. Crossing a bar. Mike, are you in Australia? Well, you cross bars. I've crossed a bar. You know, sometimes I stagger as I cross a bar, but it all depends. Trojans were made in Pennsylvania. All right. Well, what did we call this? Wet to stormy? Forgot what we called that. Good drink, good cocktail. Yeah. Okay, all the peoples are gone. Let me let the dog back out. Come on, Lily. All the people are gone now. You can come out for a little bit. Carl always has a place here. Well, thanks, Douglas. I appreciate that, buddy. Oh, man, I want one so bad. Okay. So the Coast Guard asked to see your fire extinguisher. They did. They checked both of my fire extinguishers. They're both good. I met the Coast Guard fire extinguisher requirement twice. I have 2 of the smaller ones, and then I have 1 of the larger ones. Either one would have been sufficient all by itself. So, Doug, you're a great friend to him. Yeah, would be. I've known Douglas for many, many years. I mean, since high school. So, a light and stormy. There you go, Slipstream. Light and stormy. Can probably get just about anything delivered there. Yep. You only need to have as many life vests as there are people on board. You don't have to wear them. There you go. And I had 1, and that's all I needed. Surprisingly, they didn't ask for 1 for the dog. So, light and stormy. Thank you, Kelly. Uber Eats. Yeah, I could do that. I could do order Uber Eats, but I've got food down below I got to cook. So, before it goes bad, actually, I've got some chicken breast I need tonight. Trying to make it out to sea and having across a bar. Yes. When the rivers spill in to the sea, quite often they bring a lot of sand with them, making a sandbar, and those can be very treacherous to cross. So, what do you call crossing at the bar? I call that staggering. You know, but it depends on what kind of bar it is. You know, if it's a girly bar, then you know I try to make myself look a little bit more respectable. But you know, if it's a gay bar, you won't see me in there. But, you know, if it's an old farts bar, you might find me in there doing that. So, okay, I'm returning as well. Storm is coming your way. It looks like a big one. Yes, it's getting darker and darker here. So, New York fries are the best. Younger kids have to wear life jackets. Yes, they do. Beastious. Okay. Then Coast Guard boarding your home without a warrant is bullshit. Yep, I agree with that, honeybees. Yep. How long will you be staying in New York before heading on? Popeye, I'm going to be in Port Washington for about a week working on the boat. I'm going to visit with my buddy Douglas. I'm going to visit with my sister a little bit. I may even take a day and go into New York City, ride the railroad into New York City. Other than that, I really don't know. From there, I really just do not know. So, and then I plan on going out along Long Island Sound on the North Shore of Long Island. I might make a couple of stops along the way, but I don't know. We'll see. So, Are you registering your boat somewhere, or are you Coast Guard documented? Steve, I'm going to register the boat once I get to Florida. And the Coasties had no problem with that. I told them I am a vessel in transit. And surprisingly, the only receipt, I couldn't find my title. It's here someplace. I just couldn't lay it on my hand on it really immediately. So I just showed them on my phone where the guy texted me a receipt for the boat purchase. And that was good enough for them. They're like, okay, that's all we need him. Get. You get on the other side so you don't spill my drink again. Get. I don't trust her with my drink. She keeps trying to drink out of it and she spills it, knocks it over. So. Oh, not the fries, it's the pizza. Oh yeah, New York pizza rocks, yep. Yes, Doug, I will be here for the 4th of July. I plan on being in New York Harbor. Matter of fact, you and I will go out on the boat for the 4th of July. Bring your wife. And we'll leave Port Washington and we'll head out here down through Hellgate if the tide is cooperative. And we'll get down someplace where we can watch the fireworks. So, your Coast Guard seems to have extreme powers. Mike, they really do. They really do. They're the only branch of law enforcement that is allowed to enter your domicile without a warrant. So, yep. There are some very outdated laws, rules. Yep, absolutely. I am drinking a light and stormy. That's what I'm drinking, Doug. Kind of like a dark and stormy, but it's a light and stormy. So, the Coast Guard, and it's good for life. No annual registration documented. Yep, I might work on that. Luxembourg in the house. Hey, Sajo. U.S. Coast Guard can board any U.S. flagged vessel anywhere in the world without a warrant. Yes, they can. Bring your wife and life jacket. Yes, I don't have. I have two small, cushion style life jackets, but my boat registered in my state. Do I need to register it with the Coast Guard too? No, David. If your boat's registered in your state, that's all you need to do. Coast Guard registration, though, does make it easier for you to move from state to state. So, are you ever going to sail? Don, I've had so many people ask me that question, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to single you out here, but it's really a ridiculous question to ask me, because so far I have been on the Erie Canal and the Hudson River, neither of which are any places where I can raise a sail. So yes, I'm ever going to sail. Don't be a smartass about it, but I have to wait till I get someplace where I can actually sail. All day today, I've been driving into the wind. So, Don, your question I find offensive. It's just a smart-ass question that I just didn't need to hear. You're lucky I don't just delete you for that. So, hey, Akula, so Coast Guard can only board U.S. flag vessels in international waters, but not foreign. That's correct. Unless they have probable cause, then they can board foreign. Yep, for Homeland Security, that's true. I guess your wife isn't watching. I don't know. But only U.S. flagged vessels. Yes, only U.S. flagged vessels. Well, Willie Kennel. Go on. More people on the dock. And it's getting more and more gray out there, so. Oh, same guy again. Huh. Armed Forces without permission. There they go. You're back again, huh?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
Yesterday was my birthday.
Well, happy birthday. How old are you?
39.
39. Wow.
Yes, sir.
You're just a pup.
Yeah. Just out here on the scene, just checking everything out.
Next month, I turn 60.
Is that right?
Yeah, Lily Kennel.
Fellow Cancer.
What's that?
And fellow Cancer.
Oh, Leo.
Leo. Well, that's tight.
Lily Kennel.
Huh?
Kennel. Yeah, in August, I turn 60.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Happy birthday to you, you know what I mean?
Well, happy birthday to you, man.
Go in there, thank you, man. Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Yo, y'all be cool?
What are you going to selfie of New York City in the background?
Yeah, a little something. I came back here like for the first time after like 18 to 15 years.
Oh yeah? That's a pretty cool view of the city, isn't it? The skyline?
Definitely is.
I'm gonna go around that tomorrow.
I know that's right.
Yep.
Shoot, I'm gonna be stepping through there. Shoot, I'm thinking about stepping through there probably like tonight.
Cool. Well, have a good evening.
Definitely.
All right, kids. So, what did I miss? Canadian flagged, and the U.S. can have board. If you're in U.S. waters, yep. Says she's going to use me for chum. I like her already, Doug. Okay, they board just about anything on the water around Florida due to drug runners. Yes, they do. So what do you do with 420 laws, which vary state by state? It depends on what state you're in. So, yeah, I was worried about that same thing, Mark. I was worried about that same thing. So, keeping an eye out. I'll be vigilant this evening. That is the one thing you have to do when you're here in New York, is you do have to be vigilant. You have to pay attention. You can't just lock yourself down below and get on your YouTube channel and put your headphones on and just deaden the sound. You gotta stay vigilant. So I'm gonna hang out here on deck until after it's dark, and then I'm gonna go up there and chain that gate, lock it up. And that'll give me some security for the evening so I can sleep. So, well, I'm careful, Carolyn. The only place you're probably going to sail is down the New Jersey coast on the Delaware on your way to Chesapeake. The rest is a motor sail. Actually, Tuddy, no. I plan on sailing out Long Island Sound on my way over to Martha's Vineyard and through the, then I'm going to have to motor on the Cape Cod Canal. And then once I get through the Cape Cod Canal, I plan on sailing around Boston and maybe up to Maine. So I plan on doing some sailing then. That would be pleasant. And then back again. So I'm going to have to come back the same way. So when I come back, I don't know if I'm going to go down through the North Shore of Long Island and then come through Hellgate again, or whether I'm going to go out on the outside and go around Long Island and head down to New Jersey or what have you. So we'll see. Good night. Take care, buddy. Happy birthday, ma'am. Oh, let's see. The only place you're probably, no, okay, generator. Yep, I have a generator. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a security cable off the generator. I have a much heavier duty security lock down below. I'm going to use that cable and security lock and lock the gate. So, and the gate is a 6 foot tall gate that's wrapped around that should preclude anybody, unless they're super serious, they're not going to be able to get around that gate very easily. So, was that a fish earlier or debris? It was debris. Oh, yep. Yeah, it's about an 8 foot tall gate, Kim. When they see U.S. flag international waters, yep, letters and number from. Not on my boat. They tell you where this boat maybe is from, but not about me. Okay, ICW. Yep, Mike Smith, can I answer that question? Individual state laws, rules, if you visit a state where weed is legal, you can get in trouble. Depends on the officer and how much you have. Yeah, actually, David, let me on that. When I was in Colorado, I was able to go and buy marijuana, but it was illegal to bring that marijuana into Montana. But when I was in Alaska, it was legal for me to buy marijuana in Alaska, but illegal for me to bring that into Canada. However, now, Canada just passed a law. I believe coming October, Canada is 100% legal for marijuana, all of Canada. So that won't be much of a problem anymore. And, with time, all the rest of the United States are going to go the same way. I really feel it's just going to be a matter of time. Look at this. Look at the hairdo I'm sporting here, guys. Look at this. Looks like some sort of new age, the way the kids do their hair nowadays, just sticking up in the air like that. Look at, I got a new age do, man. I'm like styling here with this breeze, so. No, you worry about 420, quit smoking so much pot, Carl. Hey, Steve, I do not. I do not have any marijuana on the boat. In fact, when I left Alaska, I left an ounce of pot there in my cabin. I I don't buy it. I don't carry it around. I don't use it anymore. I used to. I don't care if you use it. That's fine, but not for me anymore. So, well, thanks, Diane. It was my pleasure to do some videos for everybody. So, put the generator below. I'm not worrying about the generator. I'm going to lock the gate. So, port a call on transom 2. I do not have a port a call on my transom right now. Hey, Danny, what's up? Carl, can be literally people checking out your boat and belongings in Yonkers. Not a good area, maybe sizing you up and casing your belongings. Yeah, I'm sure they may very well be. Doug, that's like I said, that's why I'm going to go up there and secure that gate tonight. I'm going to put a big padlock on it, so. Yep. Okay, thanks, David, but my understanding of state laws are dealt with by local law enforcement, but waterways are federal. Yes, that's true, too. The other advantage, guys, for me tonight, it's going to be raining. And criminals tend not to go out when it's rain. They don't want to get wet. They're too lazy, so. After 50 years of boating, I've been boarded twice, both by game wardens, never by the Coast Guard. Huh? Well, Akula, I went completely across Lake Erie, across the Erie Canal, completely down the Hudson River until I got stuck on that mud bank and had not even been looked at by law enforcement. Then when I got down to that mud bank, then I got boarded, so. Yes, and 420 is against federal law. Yeah, but that's going to change. Okay, maybe the dock closes at dusk. Parks people may lock the gate. They very well might. Very well might, LG. Styling and profiling. There you go, Danny. I'm styling, man. Look at that. Thanks, Mr. Maru. In Swedish, the word fart means speed. Oh, there you go. When do you plan to hit Port Washington? Danny, tomorrow night. I plan on being in Port Washington tomorrow night. In a New York minute. Yeah, it would, Doug, but if I close the gate, they can't get to the generator. They can't get to me, so. And I have a big dog on board. Yep. And she does woof at people. She may be really friendly when she comes up on top, but when she and I are down below, if she hears any sound outside the norm, she woofs. In fact, when we first got here and tied up down below, right along the edge of the dock here, there's rubber tires. They make a distinctly different sound against the hull, and so she barks at that. So she's a good dog. And she's got one of those big dog barks, so it scares the hell out of people. So, yep, Canada totally legal October. I'm going to be on local Marine parole, Jersey. Okay, so being retracted. Lily to play watchdog, she can lock them. Yep. Thank you, Billy. Hey, Billy, how you doing, man? Appreciate that. Putting up my PayPal on there for anybody who wants to donate. I could certainly use the funds, guys. I'm going to be doing a lot of refitting. That party boat's going by. Oops, sorry, the party boat's going by. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they're going by again. You can just hear the bass pounding, man. Boom, 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 boom. So, go back. So, good. Yeah, Lily's an awesome dog. Thanks, Carolyn. Coast Guard is similar to our Border Patrol. Yep. They're called it a safety check. Yes, Selling. That's what they did. They safety checked me. Well, I was stuck in a mud bank and easily could have been, well, they didn't want to pull me out because they had local knowledge and said there could have been rocks there. They were concerned about pulling me forward and doing more damage to my hull. They told me just to wait for the tide to come up and lift me off, and so I decided to go that route. But still, while I was stuck there in the mud bank, they decided to go ahead and do a safety check while they were there, so. Charge for operating impaired. Yes, you can, Akula. That's right. That's right. It may be legal, but that doesn't mean you're allowed to smoke and drive or drink and drive. So, yes, Lily would lick them to death. That's true, Doug. That's exactly what she would do. Get out of my beverage. Leave it. I boat often and got stopped once or twice a year, usually game warden. There you go, Bubba. I'm volunteering assistance for rescue. Okay, cool. It's good, bud. Yelled earlier, but I guess it got lost. Okay, Billy, I'm sorry. I guess I did. Could you refuse those Coast Guard guys for boarding if you wanted to? Popeye, I wasn't going to ask them. In my mind's eye, our Coast Guard guys put themselves, their lives at risk on a regular basis, trying to save people and dumbasses like me out on sailboats and places where they shouldn't be. So I have nothing but respect for our Coast Guard. And so if those guys want to come on board and safety check my boat, they are more than welcome to come on board, safety check my boat. They're doing that for my best interest at heart, not theirs. It's not an adversarial thing. They're just trying to make sure that I'm okay. And so I have a lot of respect for our Coast Guard, and we'll always let them come on board. So, nope, you can't deny them entry. We lose our license if there are any trace whatsoever of 420, no impairment required. There you go. Oh, that sucks, Mike. Okay, so now I'm getting waked by the party bus that just went by. Their wake just got here, so the dock's rocking a little bit. See if I can hold this still. You can see how much I'm rocking. I'm holding the camera perfectly still, guys. Oh boy. Yep, that's from that party boat that just went by. No Popeye there, law on the seas. Yep. Yep, Tracy, and I will watch that video. I don't have great cell service, but I'll watch that this evening. Definitely helped Megan feel so much safer while on board in rough seas. I imagine she did, Kelly. Whoop. What did we break? Sounds like I just broke a line, guys. Hold on a minute. My boat's acting a little weird right now. I just heard something pop. Oh, get down. Count them. Well, everything seems to be okay. Everything seems to be fine. All the lines are holding. Nope, we're fine. We're fine. Sound like I heard something pop, but everything still seems to be attached and in place. Huh. I may add a second bow line before I go to bed, just to be on the safe side with this current rolling like it is. We're getting a lot of movement. Woo! From that wake that just went by, so I may go ahead and add a second bow line, add something a little heavier. Maybe I'll pull out some of the anchor line and use that. That's the heaviest line I got, but everything else seems to be working. Spring lines are working, bow lines working. Just bouncing around, man. Let me go back to the, wow, you guys. Okay, yep, sorry, repeating, but were you able to pull yourself off your anchor? And then, yes, I was not able to pull myself off with my anchor. My anchor did get hung up. I did have to cut loose my anchor. After an hour of trying to pull it back out of where it was, I could not get it free. And you know, sailing, I'm just going to address this real quick. I'm going to nip this in the butt right now, because I've had a bunch of people, well, why didn't you go scuba diving and retrieve your anchor? Well, there's two reasons. One, I had winds from 9 to 15 miles an hour blowing me south. And at the same time, I also had an outgoing tide at about 2.5 to 3 knots. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't swim at 3 knots. I can't swim at 2.5 knots. I can't swim that fast. I don't know anybody that can swim that fast. Even the fastest swimmers in the world can barely do that speed for very short distances, let alone any prolonged period of time. So when I'm anchored in an area where I've got a 2.5 to 3 knot current, I'm not going to jump in and go swimming. That's a good way to get separated from your boat, and I mean permanently. So I did not try to retrieve my anchor. I just cut it loose. And the tide did lift me up and got me free. So, all right, let me go back. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go through these really quick so I can try to get caught up with where we're at. Mike Smith, volunteer Coast Guard. Yeah, okay. Coast Guard does not normally bother you. Local. Yep. Hey, Caroline, how far are you from the Statue of Liberty? 30 miles or so from the Statue of Liberty. Bit of background music and I'd be asleep. Hey, 12 degrees. Yeah, that's a lot of rocking that went on, man. Okay, Lily is absolutely harmless if somebody came walking up to her. Yes, but when she's down in the boat, she barks at people and they don't know how big she is when she's down there. They just hear that low woof sound and that's enough to get anybody to stop in their tracks. So a keel bolt has popped. My boat does not have keel bolts. There are no keel bolts. My boat is designed so that my keel is encapsulated. So Dam Point random stops and searches are not legal issues. It is fair and equal. Must say DUI check. Okay. Everybody else is here. I'm doing a big fat bone hit. Love it. Okay. Doing a bong hit. Okay. Sounded like farts. Okay. In Australia, if driving can be stopped for no reason, must supply and I submit drug and talc. Okay. For having flyers on board. Files on board. No clean fish on boat in Louisiana. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Bubba. Watch your every video. Yep, Slipstream does some nice videos, man. I can swim at 6 knots as long as they're in a shoestring. To a multitude of okay. Good judgment. That was no time for swimming. Nope. Didn't they also say that you could be hang up on power cable? Yes, Kim, they did. Yeah, they thought that's what my anchor was actually hooked up onto, was a power cable, and they suggested that I not try to pull on it too hard, although I did, trying to get it back, but yeah, I think Bubba means fillet. Okay. 4th of July down there is going to be crazy if you're going out that night boating-wise. Yeah, Billy, it will be. Now that I'm here and it's imminent, I don't know. I will have to make arrangements with a marina and have a good place to tie off for the night. I'll have to make arrangements with a good marina somewhere in New York City and have those arrangements made so we can tie off and be there for the night. I don't want to try to go down for the 4th of July and then just be out there floating around the bay. So anyhow, guys, look, we're well past the hour. You know, I'm sitting here in Yonkers, New York. I mean, I'm sitting here in Yonkers, New York. I am that close to New York City. You see it. You can see the buildings. You can see the buildings. I can see the buildings in my phone myself right now. You can see the buildings. That's the New York City skyline, guys. I am that close to New York City that you can see it right out the back of my boat. So when the tide is about 12 hours from now, I'm going to drop these lines, untie, and drop loose. And the tide will carry me south away from where I'm at right now, as it's doing right this moment. And I'm going to make my way down to New York City. I'm going to button hook around New York City, over through the East River, through Hellgate, into Long Island Sound, and go over to Port Washington. And that's where I'm going to spend the next week or so. And that will be cool. So I'm sure those arrangements were already booked. No, Gene, they don't have to be booked. They're just something I can go ahead and do. As far as the marina for the 4th of July, yes, that's something I probably need to get on. So, nope, nothing flammable on deck for the 4th of July. How many miles have you gone now? Popeye, 200 miles across Lake Erie, 350 miles across the Erie Canal, and 140 miles or so down the Hudson River. So do the math. I think I'm right about 700 miles. Right about 700 miles in my little $2,000 boat. Now, for those of you guys who are members of my Patreon, I posted a video on Patreon, which was an accounting of my spending for the month. It was a month, last month spending, what I spent money on last month. I did an accounting for them because, you know, those are the guys that are usually contributing the most to me. The people that are on Patreon are usually my biggest supporters, biggest financial supporters. And so I did a video for them. And so on that now is the accounting, showing all the spending. And when I did that, I found it kind of interesting to think about that. The point is, the reason why I'm bringing it up to you guys is at this point right now, I am $3,300 into this boat. I paid $2,000. I've added $1,300 in improvements, which included things like the ladder, adding the batteries, building the outhouse, you know, those sorts of things, adding the furling line, adding new dock lines, all of those things. My total expenditure right now on the boat, I'm at $3,300, and I'm 700 miles into my trip already. So I personally think that's freaking awesome. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I'm just going to go ahead and recheck, make sure I got everybody dealt with here on the chat. Yep, Doug, I'm looking forward to seeing you too, ma'am. Yeah, Carolyn, I would say I'm pretty close to New York City at this point. So, yeah, Kim, you have a good rest. Probably be nothing available 4th of July. Oh, probably not, Gene. It's a big city. How many hours on the motor? I don't know, Carolyn, off the top of my head. I have to look that up. Sleep on the deck with the dog. Yeah, no, I would go down below, Chip. That's those cities. The USA, have a great night. Thanks, 12 degrees. You always put the boat in the Flushing Marina after the fireworks, but then you're so close to Port Washington. Yeah, I'd rather be in Port Washington than Flushing, but yep. Just seeing that, like to send dollars rather than pay per video. Thankfully, Bobby added me to the list, even though I don't do Patreon. Huh. I don't understand that, Billy. You don't need to be added to any list to be on Patreon. So I'm not sure what that means. So, and die with a bug. Okay, Steve. All right, guys. Anyhow, we'll see you guys later. It's really getting ugly out there. Look at that. That's red sky at night, guys. That's red sky at night, sailor's delight. That is a red sky. I don't think we're going to get this rain. I think this is going to blow off, and I think we're going to have a beautiful day tomorrow. So, anyhow, we'll have more for you later, guys. You guys be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and we will see you tomorrow. Good night, guys. Big day tomorrow. Go around New York City, so stay tuned.